Hey guys, it's Mike the Wrestling Guide Smith. This video today is actually for All Out, so I got a lot to get through. I apologize if it's a long video. It might be a little long because it was a lot of stuff to get through. So, like the first match, man, that match we had between Britt Baker and and Swole, Big Swole was crazy because I love the tooth and nail match because I loved it that it didn't even start in the ring. It started at her job. Like she showed up at her job, she had a Rolls Royce, gave the keys to the ref. The ref goes in with her, and she's got this fake. And then you got Reba with the fake secretary. She's like, nah, and she takes the clipboard, throws it, beats the crap out of her with like really just starts beating the crap out of her, taking off the fake secretary dental secretary outfit and basically literally shows up, and then Britt Baker shows up in her wrestling gear. So they're fighting in the like in the office, and then she tries to do the mandible claw on Swole like early, try to get her tooth, right? So they go outside. Then they're fighting on top of a. They're basically fighting on top of a. I think it looks like a dump. They're fighting on top of a dumpster, and Reba's trying to help her, but Reba's like half like she's kind of like half knocked out, half in it. So she's pushing Big Swole, and then she does her Britt Baker does her DDT, and then what Big Swole does. Big Swole tosses Reba into the garbage can. They go back and forth back to the office. So basically, Britt Baker takes out a drill and tries to drill out tries to take her teeth with a power drill. It's hilarious. And Big Swole moves out of the way. It was a great match. Like moves out of the way. The drill gets stuck in the dentist chair, and she's trying to drill her way in. Then she gets a needle. Then she gets a needle filled with Novocaine, and tries to get Reba. Knocks Reba. She just gets Britt Baker's diploma and says, "Here, Reba, hold this for me." And put just like her, I forgot what it's called. I think it's like drunk frenzy or some. It's a super punch. I know what it's called. I didn't know what she called it, but I think it's called frenzy, like swole frenzy. And she punches her with the degree and knocks her out. And then out of nowhere, Soul almost gets the needle inside of her. It looks like her needle's like the needle's going through her hand, but she takes the needle and puts the needle with Britt Baker and puts her through a Novocaine. So she's so full of Novocaine, her legs are sleeping. She doesn't even know. And and then Swole does the Swole punch and basically knocks her out and wins. She doesn't remember. She's now realizing she lost the match. She gets mad. Oh god, that match was amazing. And then the next match we had, it was Jungle Express against the Young Bucks, which was really, really good because you know what, I gotta give the Young Bucks, they have been ferocious. And dude, like Jungle Express, and I give them a lot of props because those dudes were literally gonna eat it. It went on either way, but we had a great match. Like first, like basically, as soon as they got into the match, Nick goes in with a super kick, goes with the super kick, goes into a 450 splash. Basically, Luchasaurus is like cleaning house, like he's doing double lariat takedowns. He does his choke slam, his super kick, his basically he does that. He does his moonsault off, like basically off of Nick's back, and then Matt comes in, he grabs Matt, does a super kick in mid, like literally does a super kick, hits him in midair. So he's knocked out, gets a two. Basically, the Young Bucks are going with the BTE trigger, get a one count. Then they go for bang for your buck, get a two count. Then they do the I forgot what else they do. They do the then Jungle Boy. So they get like Luchasaurus basically tries to do a suicide, basically a tope suicida through the crowd. I think it was no, not a tope, a body splash through the crowd, and he lands. Like he literally lands into the crowd, and he's knocked out. So basically, the Young Bucks are like beating the crap out of Jungle Boy with their like basically with like super kicks and knees and stuff, and basically in drop kicks. And then out of nowhere, they do the BTE trigger, they get the pin, and they win the match. And the crazy thing is, I kind of see them going against Kenny. I really do kind of see them going because I kind of see them going against the Revolt. I really do because like they've been proving it. They've been proving it ever since, and they've changed since the tag team appreciation night because that was some craziness. And then we get our and then we got our other then we got another match. Then we got the next match we had was we had we had FTR versus Kenny and Hangman. They were a little in the somber mood, but they basically go crazy because Kenny and Hangman, like Kenny, Hangman wanted to start, so he says, "I trust you. Trust me." He says, "Yes, I trust you." So he's going in like with super kicks. He's going in with he's basically going in with his moons. He's basically going off his moonsault off the middle rope. Does the moonsault, gets a 1. Then he does the buckshot, gets a 2 count. Basically, and then Kenny hits a V trigger into a one wing angel that gets a 2 count. Then basically they're getting tired. So basically, Hart, I think I forgot Cass, because I forgot his name is different now. Cass basically hits a spine buster into the midnight hour, gets a 1 count. Then they do the combination. Then they try to do the combination. I think it's a combination electric chair into a drop kick, gets a 2 count. So they're basically doing all their tag team. They're basically doing all their tag team and totally just looking on and on and on and on and on, and they get a 2 count. And he kicks out. So pretty much, like Hangman was out. So they basically do lariats. Dax does another. He does a 450, gets a 2, kicks out of it, and then basically Kenny is basically tired, so he's got no energy left, and he's fighting with just like he's literally had nothing to kick out with. It was just like pure desperation at this point, like in the third half of the match. Basically, what happens is that Kenny tries to do the Kenny is basically held by Dax, and then Hangman tries to do the buckshot, and he couldn't do it. Then he does the V trigger and hits Hangman, knocks him out. They try to get the pin off of that. They get a 2 count. So he kicked out and he still goes. So pretty much Hangman was like, pretty much Kenny and Hangman were really doing good. And then out of nowhere, because Kenny was getting tired, I guess Kenny was out of it. Because Kenny was super out of it. And then the strangest thing was that they actually get him. They actually they do a running power slam into a pile driver, and they get the pin. So when they win, so when the revival, because basically I mean not the revolt won because Kenny tried to break up the pin, but he wasn't fast enough. So when he gets up, he goes follows the Young Bucks, and they're talking. He's like, just forget about him. We're still friends, right? And literally gets in the truck and leaves Hangman in the ring. So I'm thinking, and this is just my prediction to this. I'm thinking that because, like I said, All Out is a fantastic pay per view. I'm gonna keep going, guys. I'm thinking on Wednesday because I'm looking at it now. I think Hangman's gonna do an ultimate heel turn, or he's gonna literally hit him with a buckshot. Because they're not. He's not gonna do it because he screwed him. Because the way he just left him in the ring, and I think Kenny's actually getting tired of Hangman because they are a mixed match tag, a put together tag team. So I think it's gonna end up being Kenny's gonna side with the Young Bucks on Wednesday. But I don't know. He could side with Hangman, but Hangman, I think he's gonna do a heel turn. I think he's gonna go after the championship. I think he's might gonna go after Mox because I feel like he could do it now. If he goes into a heel state and everybody likes him, because everybody loves Hangman Page. That's the thing. Everybody loves him. So if he does a heel, he's gonna be a lovable heel. But yo, and I'm gonna tell you in the next match I'm gonna talk about, which is the women's title match. And I gotta say, bro, that women's title match was great. And Hikaru Shida proved to me that she can do it. Like she's gonna be a great champion. And I think she's only 26 or 30 or something like that. And bro, and Thunder Rosa was great, man. This match was had a really good fast pace. It wasn't slow because Thunder Rosa was pulling out all this. So she was doing arm bars. She was basically a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist, and she was doing arm bars, side Russian leg sweep. She was doing a bunch of stuff like you would never see her do. And she was basically trying to do a submission because Hikaru was trying to do the stretch muffler, but she broke out of it. And then Thunder Rosa just like literally does the Death Valley Driver on the apron and tries to get the pin. She kicks out of it, and Hikaru Shida just goes nuts. Like she goes what three Falcon Arrows, gets three 2 counts 3 times. Does a fourth one, hits the running knee, gets the pin. And the thing is, like the first half of the match, it was really just shoving. But I love that they got all close, and it was a really good match. And then from that match we get the Matt Hardy Sammy Guevara match. But I gotta say, because like literally, I'm a little disappointed because the way the outcome happened, it was like literally Matt basically in the beginning of the match, they're beating each other up outside. The doctor comes in and sees Matt, like I guess thinking he's got a major concussion, and stops the match. So we didn't really get a finish to like the second half. So they go back in the ring. They're basically beating each other outside in the concourse. Sammy tries to do his a super kick. Basically tries to do a super kick on him, and then Matt kicked out of it, and then he gets a chair, tries to hit him with basically do a 450 splash through a table, gets them through the table, goes through the table. Matt does a twist of fate, get a 1 count. Basically, does a side effect off the middle rope, does a side effect, and then a swanton bomb. I think off of the announce table, gets on the announce table, does a twist of fate on the announce table to Sammy, and he couldn't make the 10 count. And basically, Sammy tried to jump Sammy tried to do a 450 splash into the I think it was into the stand into the entrance stand and broke the wood, and he couldn't get up. He was out. He knocked himself out. And the thing is, like, I'm not mad that it wasn't up the first. Like, they should have stopped that match, but like we could have got that match at Full Gear, because I feel like this match wasn't really worth it, because Matt Hardy was bleeding the last time I saw him, and they put each other, and I saw that match because they put each other to hell. So I'm thinking, and this is my thought here, I'm thinking that Matt's not coming back he's going to be out for a bit, because he's probably got a fractured skull, he's got hemorrhage, and I'm pretty sure he's literally got a mild concussion because of what he did. And that's my thought, because he has a mild concussion. And that's my biggest thing. And I feel like, but that match was great. And then we had the Casino Battle Royale, and I gotta say, Darby and Lance Archer were tearing that house down, because they were just like. And the crazy thing is, because Sonny Kiss got eliminated by Lance Archer. Then I think who else got eliminated? Then it was Sonny Kiss. Then it was Starks trying to. I think he got eliminated by Pentagon, because I remember he got eliminated by Pentagon. Best Friends got eliminated, and then it was him. Then it was on. Then Matt Sydal comes out of the he basically makes his appearance in AEW. So Matt Sydal, formerly known as Evan Bourne, basically literally comes in, and now he's on the AEW roster, because I was really hoping he would win, because like Evan, we never really see that much of Matt Sydal, because he's been on Impact for the last I think 2 years now. Like, he showed up out of nowhere, and the thing about it was like he gets eliminated by he almost eliminated Lance Archer. And the thing is, Lance Archer just basically did the crucifix bomb, knocked him out with a big boot, and just knocked him out. And then it was up. Then it was Eddie Kingston and Lance Archer. And the thing about Eddie Kingston, he was actually trying to get him out. He was actually trying to get him eliminated. And the thing is, Jake the Snake gets that stupid bag of snakes and tries to get Eddie Kingston, the snake, to bite him, so Lance Archer can eliminate him. So Lance Archer eliminates him, but the thing is, he falls off of the top of the. He falls off. He basically gets thrown into the four of the other competitors. So basically, gets eliminated that way, and Lance Archer wins. So basically, he's already got a shot to the title shot, which I'm thinking is gonna happen at Full Gear, because that's the next pay per view. That's like a 2 month pay per view, which would be good instead of doing it at a regular Dynamite. Because the crazy thing, that was great, and then we got and then my actually the good match I got to see, which was basically that I got to see yesterday was because I loved that match. I loved the women's match, but I also got to see the MJF and Moxley match, which was really great, because the MJF Moxley match was off the chain, dude. Because he was bleeding, because they were throwing each other into. They were Mox was beating him like a redheaded stepchild of a drunken mule, and just beating him into stairs, beating him into the ring post, beating him with everything he could think of. And the thing is, the crazy thing is, you really think that Wardlow isn't gonna help him, and Wardlow is trying to get involved, but and Mox just freaking paradigm shifts him, because that's not illegal, because he did it on the outside. And basically MJF, what happens is, the second half of the match, MJF is bleeding. He's trying to get a pin off of him. literally get a pin off him with the $1 million ring. Mox doesn't. He picks up the ring and fumbles. Mox hits him with a paradigm shift as Wardlow is talking to the ref, and he wins the belt 1, 2, 3. And I gotta say, guys, like I said, all that was great. It was really great. I got to see the Natural Nightmares beat the Dark Order, and I'm not mad at Colt because he actually did try. I think Mr. Brody Lee's not gonna really be mad at him because it's not really his fault, and Mr. Brody will get that loss back from Goldust and beat him. So I mean, like I said, the Dark Order is doing well because of Colt, and I think Colt's actually doing a lot better. But I just don't think he fits still, and I'm just like, I love the Nightmare Family because that was pretty cool. I do. I just don't get the one thing I have a problem with is I think her name is Jenna 99 or something like that, or Anna 99. I just don't know what is she doing there. Like, what is she a part of the Dark Order for? Because I feel like that's a waste of time. I feel like she's not gonna do anything. I feel like they're not gonna push her, and I just like that's my only like really my only concern because I feel like because Wednesday's gonna it's gonna be a ton of action anyway, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. And I also feel I'm just making a couple of predictions, guys, because I feel that Mox is gonna beat Lance Archer somehow. Because Lance Archer he's a beast, but ever since he lost to Cody, he's been kind of irrelevant. And I'm glad that he won the battle royale instead of cage because I feel like they're gonna put him against everybody. And I really feel like they should put him against Hangman because I really think Hangman's gonna be like, yo, since me and Kenny are not friends, I'm just gonna go on a singles career. I'm just gonna go back to being on a singles career, be on a singles push, and just fighting because I feel like they put him. And this is the thing I'm just saying, guys, because I look at it like this: the Young Bucks are gonna end up tag team champions. Hangman's gonna end up winning the AEW championship again from Mox because I feel like the Lance Archer is not gonna do it. Hangman's probably gonna get a shot at some because he's as a singles competitor. I think he's number 5 or number 4, I believe. Because I feel like he's gonna get up there. I really do. I feel like he's gonna actually get he's gonna get his hands on, like he's literally gonna get the hands on the title. Because I forgot. Dang it! I also forgot one more match. Also the Chris Jericho Orange Cassidy match. I totally forgot about it. I gotta say, yo, that match was fun. Because Chris Jericho's a fun guy. Because Orange Cassidy literally takes off his shirt and literally goes in. They're just wrestling. They're just fighting, and it's an all out brawl. And Orange Cassidy doing like Hurricane Ranas and basically getting a cup of the mimosa and the orange mimosa and just splashes it and blinds Chris Jericho and literally Chris Jericho tries to super kick him into the vat or basically power bombs him into the vat, but he tries to put his face in it. Doesn't work. So basically, they're fighting around the mimosa pool or tub. I'm just gonna call it a pool because there's like 2 pools on the other side. And the crazy thing is, Orange Cassidy is beating the crap out of Chris Jericho, like with like 2 Superman punches, he still doesn't fall. So the third one, he falls into the mimosa pit like he's taking a stage dive, and he's just like floating in the mimosa. And the mimosa's like splashing all over the ring, and he survives. Like, see, I love this. I like this. I love this match because there's 2 reasons I love this match, guys. I love this match because this is the side of Orange Cassidy that we're used to seeing, and even if he doesn't got to do a promo, he proves it all the time. And that's why I'm thinking he's gonna do well because that's why I think the best friends are gonna end up getting the titles at some point because they're gonna be so proud. They're gonna be so proud that Orange Cassidy's doing it very well and he's doing what he's got to do. And the thing is, like, what if Orange Cassidy actually wins the AEW championship? Because I feel like he can do it. I feel like he can do it because MJF isn't bad. It's just that he tries to win with underhanded tactics, and it just doesn't work with Mox because he's the he's the originator of underhanded tactics. Like he's done it before. He did it in WWE with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he won. That's the sad part. He doesn't do that much, and this is the thing too. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of thinking about it now. Because we gotta rule. We kind of have to. We kind of gotta deal with Orange Cassidy. We have to deal with him. We've got to deal with a bunch of other people too. Because I feel like everybody in AEW is literally are gonna be doing good during next week because I feel like here's my thing, guys. Like I said, I apologize. This video is a little long. I'm just gonna give it an extra 2 minutes because, like I said, you guys can check this video out. Like I said, I think AEW was like all I was triple A. Because the stuff we saw we shouldn't have seen. Because the way they do it with the few people and everybody was into it, and they weren't bored to death of it. That's the thing. Like I said, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but I kind of look at it like this. You literally have Billy Gunn not really doing nothing because Billy Gunn he really doesn't have to, which is good. And I kind of want to see, and I'm glad we got the interview with Kip Sabian talking about his wedding. But I feel like Kip Sabian's not doing anything either. And I kind of have hope for him too being the TNT champion, but he's never going to get that route because I feel like Brody Lee's just going to demolish everybody he touches. Even Hager, because Hager, as much as I like the guy and he's a monster, he's kind of been really relegated to nothing. Because even with like I said, guys, even with the Casino Battle Royale, like he was not really, he got eliminated. Like he was like the fifth guy to go. And that's the thing about Lance Archer. Like, he's a great guy because he's a freaking monster. He's, like, freaking insane. And he's psychotic, bro. I just can't deal with that. And that dude, it bothers me because, like, he's a great, like, this is the thing with Hager. He's a great guy, but as long as he's with the inner circle, he's not really doing anything. He's kind of in, like, he's literally like a realm of obscurity type of thing. He's literally there just to be there. And he's literally only gonna be there for a while because this is the thing. Same thing with Brock Lesnar coming to AEW. It doesn't work, you know. It's like he doesn't work for me, and it's like the only. And I like that Orange Cassidy. And this is the thing. We get a lot of things with AEW that we should be getting with WWE because we don't. And the sad part is, I think Full Gear is gonna have a little bit more weight than Survivor Series because everybody's gonna notice. Everybody that's coming that if they do the NXT thing this year, everybody that's on NXT this year, Tyler Breeze, literally Tyler Breeze, Swerve, Velveteen, Finn, everybody who is on there isn't really gonna make any difference because Tommaso Ciampa is probably gonna have the Dominic Dijakovic again. We don't know where that dude's at. We haven't seen him. And the only reason, like I say this too, because like I said, AW, like the AW like show, the show is actually great. The pay per views are really good because everybody gets to just do what they love to do. And like I said, guys, I'm gonna talk about it too because I'm gonna have a retrospective about AEW. But anyway, guys, like I said, you guys can check this video out. It's really I suggest you guys check it out because I'm telling you, the matches were great. I'm speaking on it because I saw everything last night. I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I got to see everything. I'm so glad that I'm. I'm really hoping that Full Gear is probably gonna be just as fun. But anyway, guys. But anyway, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.